This just came out a couple of minutes ago, and I'm mildly surprised. I am not completely surprised because I've talked about this, but I'm mildly surprised. And that is this. It has now been reported, this is coming to us right now from Variety, that Black Widow, West Side Story, and Eternals have all postponed their release dates. Black Widow, which of course was supposed to be in theaters already. It got pushed to November. It has been pushed again. Now, recently we talked about how Disney's been putting out a little bit more marketing. They did those magazine covers. I saw a new trailer run that had the November date written on it, and it started making me think, I guess they really are keeping that November date. Good for them. Well, I don't know much about this because I'm just getting this news like a lot of you guys. Apparently, it's been delayed again, as well as Eternals and West Side Story. Let's read through this, shall we? Disney has postponed the release of fall blockbusters such as Marvel's Black Widow, Steven Spielberg's West Side Story, and Kenneth Branagh's Death on the Nile by several months. The results are bad news for the exhibition industry. It's absolutely horrendous news, which is facing fierce headwinds after closing for months due to coronavirus. And you guys remember we talked on the show the other day about, hey, great, the theaters got open again. What's the use of the theaters being open if there's not any new movies to play? And we talked about that the other day. Anyway, the studios kept the late November release date of Pixar's Soul, surprising some in the industry who had expected the animated family film to either move to a later perch or get released on Disney+. Yeah, there were those rumors about Soul being put onto Disney+, but as we talked about on this show, a Disney representative debunked that and said weeks ago, nope, we are keeping it in a theatrical. Let's see if that holds up. But for now, they're keeping that in theatrical. The moves set off a cascade of distribution shifts that will upend the theatrical landscape for months. Other Marvel releases, such as Shang-Chi and The Legend of the Ten Rings and Eternals, will all debut deeper into 2021 now. Disney's release date shifts all but guarantee that box office revenues this year will reach a nadir. I'm not sure what that means. Nadir. Analysts have already projected the domestic grosses would have declined between 70 to 80% due to the pandemic. So it's looking like I'm not seeing a new release date. There it is. There's a new release date. Black Widow will now open on May 7th, 2021. So they're moving this thing December, January, February, March, April, another 5 months. They're moving this thing another 5 months. 5 months. Death on the Nile, follow-up to 2017's box office hit Murder on the Orient Express, which I didn't love Murder on the Orient Express, to be honest with you, will now come in December 18th, 2020. That's not much of a move. That's only moving less than 2 months, so that's not so bad. And what about, West Side Story, which marks Steven Spielberg's first foray into musicals, was expected to be a key Academy Award contender. The awards career may still be in its future, but not for this year. West Side Story will launch a year later than expected on December 10th, 2021. So we got West Side Story being pushed by a full year. That's not terribly surprising because, yeah, this was clearly going to be an Oscar kind of a film, so they want to release this in Oscar season. And if it can't be this Oscar season, I guess they're going to push that to another one. And then we get into some key stuff here. Due to interconnected nature of Marvel Cinematic Universe, Black Widow's move shifted back other installments in the superhero franchise. Eternals, a comic book adventure about a superpowered alien race, will now debut on November 5th. November 5th, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. It gets bumped another 9 months. It was previously dated for February 12th, 2021. Chloe Zhao directed the film, which stars Angelina Jolie, Richard Madden, Gemma Chan, and Kumail Nanjiani. Nanjiani endorses the move on Twitter. Nanjiani writes, Eternals delayed to November 5th, 2021. Marvel made the right and responsible decision. There's a pandemic. Nothing is more important than health and lives. I can't tell people to go to a movie theater until it feels safe to go to one. Take care of yourselves, people. I promise it will be worth the wait. So, once again, Black Widow now delayed a whole bunch. Delayed to May again, December, January, February, March, April, May, delayed another 6 months. Another 6 months. Eternals delayed another 9 months. They are basically, Disney here is waving the white flag. Disney here is waving the white flag. I don't necessarily blame them because, again, we've talked a lot on the show about these are unprecedented times. These are absolutely unprecedented times. And we are getting situations and context thrown at us that nobody's had to deal with before. And like I've said before, the movie theaters, the movie studios, they're all just trying to figure this out as they go. There's no playbook for any of this. But I'm not going to lie to you guys. This hurts. This hurts. Because I will tell you what, listen, again, I don't blame them for this move. I don't blame them for this move. This may very well be the right decision and the right move for them to do. I've got to say, though, I don't know that there's going to be movie theaters around for them to open up in come May or June. You know, again, this goes back one more time to a discussion we had on this show previously about how, you know, it's great that the movie theaters have gotten themselves open and started the process of raising awareness that the theaters are back. Our safety procedures work. We're very strict about our safety and our customer safety. And you can come and have a night at the movies and enjoy yourself and be safe and blah, blah, blah. It's great that they can do that. But if there's no new movies, there's no point. If there's no new movies, there's no point. Because while I thought it was a great idea for movie theaters to open before new movies released, and show some catalog movies like Lord of the Rings, like Empire Strikes Back, like Back to the Future, and those types of movies, that's a short window. You know, that'll work a little bit to get people ramped up to coming back to the theaters. You can't keep the movie theaters open for another 6 months without big films. You just can't do it. And again, I don't want to make it sound like I'm taking sides because I understand where the studios are coming from. I do. They're in a tough situation. They're just doing the best that they can. But what I am saying is this leaves the movie theaters in an extremely precarious position. And if the movie theaters go under, which I'm starting to really suspect they may, it is going to change entertainment forever. Because I know there are some ill-informed people out there who think that, oh, it's no big deal. You know, movie theaters closed. You just transition over on streaming. That's not how it works, folks. That's not how it works. The studio heads did a big roundtable on this explaining that you just don't get the same money. You just don't get the same money. So what I fear may be happening here, we may be on the brink of the apocalypse. Listen to me being an alarmist. We may be on the brink of a theatrical apocalypse, and that is going to fundamentally destroy a whole bunch of the movie theater system or the movie studio system. Because yeah, they can make the transition to online and streaming stuff like that, but they're about to look at their revenues, take a 50% cut. They'll make half of what they made before. This is going to fundamentally change everything. And it's crazy. Now, again, I understand this sounds really alarmist. Maybe I am being really alarmist because I just saw this news that, you know, Black Widow has been pushed not just by a few weeks, not just by a month. It's been pushed 6 months. Eternals pushed by 9 months. Now, it does say in the article, they're going to keep Soul at the end of November. They're going to throw that movie out there, see how it does. If they throw it out there and it does great, maybe they revert. Maybe they move the release schedule around again. Maybe they bring Black Widow back a little bit. I mean, I don't know at this point. But while this is very disappointing for you and me, and I believe this is probably just more of a sign of more things to come, this is going to be absolutely, fundamentally devastating to the movie theater industry. This is going to be absolutely devastating to the movie theater industry. Again, who knows? Maybe we'll see. Again, I just said Soul come out and do blockbuster business. Possible, I suppose. Possible. Maybe by November. You know, maybe 2 months from now, maybe Tenet will have done all the hard work Tenet was the sacrificial first penguin in the water, but it got the machine going, and now maybe Soul can be the beneficiary of that. Maybe Bond keeps its release date, and we see some big movies come out between now and the end of the year. Maybe. But But now with these moves, I'm really starting to wonder. I think I now expect. I'm really now starting to expect. I always knew, like, say, the new Bond movie getting moved was a possibility. I think this move to me now shifts that to me. Now I expect the new Bond movie to move. And now I'm starting to wonder if there's going to be any movie theaters left around by the time they want to open these things. And again, I'm not saying it's the wrong decision. I'm just saying it is a horrendously difficult and tough spot that the entire entertainment industry is finding itself in. And again, if you guys are just popping a little bit late, the story that we're talking about right now, once again, just breaking, Black Widow, as well as Eternals, other key films as well. Death on the Nile has been delayed, but only by about a month or two, just very little bit. But we're seeing West Side Story, the new Steven Spielberg film, has been bumped an entire year. Black Widow has been bumped by another 6 months to May of 2021. And we've seen the Eternals push back an additional 9 months from its current release date. It's a big shift. And I think this might just be the first domino in a bigger exodus that we hear from other movies that have already moved a bit and may now come out and say, you know what, we're just going to move it another 8 months. We'll have to wait and see. I'm sure you guys are going to want to talk about this in the live comments part of the show, so I'll save the rest for that then. But guys, question is, what do you think about this news? Again, for me, because of the magazine cover and the new trailer with the November release date, I was starting to believe that, we were going to see Black Widow open in November. I mean, I wasn't going to be shocked if it moved, but I was starting to believe it would open in November. And I thought if it did move, it might move by like 6 weeks, 8 weeks. I didn't see it moving by 6 months. This is huge. What do you guys make of this? Jump down to the comment section below and let me know your thoughts. All right, guys.